There it is. Good morning and welcome to ASI Radio's Tuesday morning show where ASI's most outspoken editors talk promo products and more. I'm Joe Haley. I'm just back from vacation and they're making me do this.
They're making me do this. Yeah, step up to the plate, Joe. Welcome back from vacation.
Thank you, Andy.
How was your vacation?
It was fantastic. I had a great time.
Where were you?
Don't we all know? Because every moment of it was on Facebook, apparently.
No. Well, you don't know because you're not on Facebook.
People sent me emails and texts, as did you.
Yes, I did. So no, my vacation was fantastic. I was in the Outer Banks of North Carolina with two of our dear friends, their families, the Alperns and the McCluskeys, and we had a great time.
Isn't that nice?
It is nice. And you're listening to the voice of Andy Cohen there. Andy, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
When is your vacation?
2 weeks.
And where will you be going?
Orlando, Universal.
Studios?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yes.
All right,
Rides, fun, pool, beach. Well, not beach.
All right, well, have a good time there. Hopefully you're running someone you know. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Joe Haley.
Michelle Bell's here. She is the editor of Supplier. Oh, no, we're calling it SGR now, aren't we?
We are.
SGR. She's editor of SGR. And Michelle.
I like this little crew we have right now.
We're skeleton
What
today.
are you doing on your vacation?
Going to Avalon.
Avalon, New Jersey?
Yes, the sunny place for shady people.
Okay. Where do you go to drink? What's
Is that
place?
what they call it, or is that what you call it?
That's what they call it.
What's your favorite place to drink?
The rocking chair.
The rocking chair. For old folks.
No.
For old
The
folks.
rocking
The
chair?
rocking chair.
That and the Princeton are the two big
You
fun
sure
bars
that's
there.
not a
What's the one that does
senior
the-
living community?
What's the one that does the Tully Nut thing?
Oh, that's in North Wildwood. That's
Yeah.
the #1 tavern, Super Telly Nuts.
Yeah, Super Tully Nuts.
They only let you have 3, but I've had 5.
Oh, geez,
I don't even know what that is.
Hey, look what the cat just drug in. She's waving. She's about to sit down, but before she gets her special guest, we're not going to tell you who it is. Rocking the sound today is Kathleen.
Yay.
She went, Answering your phone calls is
Like a
not
dying
Facebook
quail.
Vinny Driscoll today. She's moved over from the soundboard, and she is now operating the stream. That's Lauren's here, but Facebook, Vinny Driscoll is
Why
in
is
the
Vinny holding a
studio.
tennis ball?
Vinny's just watching.
All right, there's our special guest.
Me?
We're going to throw it back to you.
Yay! Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Oh my. Is that a first?
Yes.
Oh,
it's
look.
All right, we have a wonderful show lined up for you today.
We
Joe,
do.
tell us what's on tap for today's show. Oh, but before you do that, have we talked about our show question of the day?
No.
We have not.
Our
We haven't
call-in
even gotten to that.
question is what
Why
to
bother?
do when your best employee leaves the company. If you have any questions or comments on that topic, call us at 215-953-4979. Joe, if we put you on the air, what are we going to give you today?
We have the extended radio show prize pack, which is going to include,
The
Andy,
extended?
the extended $25 Visa
It's going to
gift
take
card.
longer to
Extended
get there.
play.
No.
So
$25 Visa gift card. The finger puppets, the hand
think you mean
fans,
expanded.
some logoed
Expanded?
ASI Radio
expanded
Drink Man.
instead of extended.
Expanded.
Wait,
and a pair of Joe Show sunglasses.
I was just going to say, and they're red, I see.
The red Joe Show sunglasses.
Wait, I haven't gotten any Joe Show sunglasses.
You haven't called into the radio show.
Yeah, Andy.
Joe, what else is on tap for today's show?
All right,
Call
we
into the
have
radio
job
show every
mistakes that could
Tuesday.
be sabotaging your career. Before you break up with the customer, go through this checklist that Andy's going to tell you about. How to be a reporter's favorite news source. 12 habits. No, let me try again. 12 weak habits every leader should
Bring
break.
it on, Joe.
Okay, thank you, Andy. We have 5 powerful notes to write that will change your life. We have our favorite things, but first we're going to start off with the industry news in 60 seconds. Andy.
All right, thank you, Joe. We begin this morning with supplier acquisition news. Top 40 company Gill Studios announced last week that it acquired the assets of Barton Nelson, which had closed its doors suddenly in June. As a result of the transaction, the organizations have formed a new company called Gill Bebco. The deal marks Gill's entry into the sticky note business. On to top 40 financial news now. 4 Imprint Group's revenues jumped by 14% in the first half of 2014 to reach nearly $200 million in the 6-month period. Further, sales at the company's U.S. division increased by 23% in the first half of the year, with profits also increasing by 35% at the overall company. More financial news now. Gildan Activewear said that its sales increased by 13% in its most recent quarter, reaching nearly $700 million for the 3 months. The company also reiterated its full-year revenue guidance of about $2.4 billion and announced plans to open a new manufacturing facility in Honduras. General economic news now. While it's becoming easier to obtain loans, many small businesses are refraining from pursuing the funding, according to a new study from SageWorks. In fact, 77% of small business owners have never applied for a loan. The main reason? They don't want to take on extra debt. And finally, make sure to check out the latest episode of The Joe Show and Promogram today. Joe, what is hot for today?
You look like a Vita.
Vita.
We have coffee pods, Andy.
Coffee pods?
Coffee
to
pods.
wake us up with?
Sure.
All right. Excellent. Check that out and more in Counselor Promogram today.
All right, in just a couple minutes, we're going to take your questions at 215-953-4979. Today's call-in topic is what to do when your best employee leaves the company. So if you have any questions or comments on that, call us 215-953-4979, and you'll get the ASI prize pack. But first, we have our friend Leighton Lee from ETS Express on the line with our Product Safety Minute. Good morning, Leighton.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well. And, Joe, welcome back from vacation.
Thank you, Leighton.
If you want to know about his vacation, just go on Facebook.
Okay, I will. Maybe later. Well, today's topic for the Product Safety Minute is really a general one. Nothing in specific, nothing in particular. I went on the CPSC website yesterday to kind of get an idea what the trends might be with the Consumer Product Safety Commission with regard to recent recalls. So I tallied up about 31 recalls in the month of July only. And of the 31, I realized that there was definitely two trends. And I think our industry should be aware of these two trends. First and foremost, there were 9 product safety recalls in the burn and electrical hazard shock area, meaning things that would cause short circuits, things that would overheat and cause burns or property damage through fire, shock hazards to consumers that might be using an electronic or an electrical component. There were 9 out of 31 items that were recalled just due to that, to those problems alone. And then the second trend that I noticed was CPSC was clamping down on laceration hazards. Laceration hazards are essentially, in plain English, is potentially receiving a cut on your hands or another part of your body from using an item that could break or have a sharp edge of some sort delivered by the manufacturer. So there were four of those types of recalls on laceration and cut hazards. So what do we do in our industry? As always, distributors need to be very vigilant in talking it out with their suppliers, ensuring that the components and the materials are properly manufactured with regard to electronic and electrical components. Make sure that they have a UL certification or the equivalent, and always ask for test reports that match up to the item that you're ordering. And that is our Product Safety Minute. We'll talk next week. And you folks have a great week.
Thanks, Leighton.
Thank you, Leighton. Have a great week. That was That was Leighton Lee from ETS Express with our Product Safety Minute. We're going to take your calls right now. Today's question is what to do when your best employee leaves the company. I think we all have some comments on that, but we have some phone callers too. 215-953-4979 on line 4. We have frequent show caller. What's his name? Anybody got any guess?
Stanley,
you're our most frequent show caller. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Good. So, have you had this problem? A best employee leaves the company?
Yeah, I've had a best office worker leave the company, and I think the best thing you do is go through their desk, look through for loose change. No, the question I have is, it's hard because you got to train somebody, but and I've been at a company where the best employee has left, and typically they divide up their accounts and try to bring somebody in. My question for you is kind of like the opposite side. What do we do when you've got a great relationship with a vendor, a representative at a vendor, and they leave, and you're calling up and they don't know you, like the new people? What do you do to get the same service and the same perks and those? What do you do?
Well, I think you have to try to create a new relationship in some ways, and in some respects, maybe that's a warning sign to create a relationship more with a company than with the customer service rep at that supplier. It is an issue for sure that distributors face, but you're doing business with that company and not just with that customer service rep or that sales rep that's servicing you. So you need to try to create that same relationship with the next person, and almost if you were getting certain deals or certain terms that maybe the new person isn't providing, then that's a conversation that needs to be had maybe with that person's manager or something like that. But I would say you reach out and try to start that relationship anew.
Gotcha.
All right.
And I was going to say, do you think it's also, I was talking to some of the distributors, and we were talking about the idea that, wait till you have a really good order to ask for those really good favors. Don't blow your favors on, don't push vendors around for small orders and small things. Mm-hmm. Establish yourself, give them some good loyalty business, and then, ask for things if you really want to.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. You don't want to be pushing them on every last little thing, because then when you really need them, they might not be there for you.
All right. Well, thanks for calling, Sandy, and you get our extended ASI price pack today. So congratulations. You should celebrate. You said extended.
Cool.
I know. I meant expanded.
Okay, expanded.
He's just back from vacation.
Thanks, Stanley. All right, on line 2, we have Jesse. Hey, Jesse.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. When I saw the topic, I had to call in. Because, unfortunately, I just lost my top sales rep who's moving, and she's joining another company. So I just wanted some tips on how I can do some damage control with her clients so that they'll stay with me. Have any tips?
The first thing is to reach out to each of that salesperson's clients. I would personally reach out and see what kind of upcoming promotions they have, not just to do damage control, but to be their partner on upcoming events, upcoming promotions. You're not there to quote unquote do damage control. You're there to help them, and that's what your company has always done before. So you want to continue that relationship, and that's really what I would how I would approach it.
But I guess I would ask, did things end on a not nice note? Is that why you're saying damage control?
No, she's moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I would think that would be much easier than if there had been like.
But she was my top rep, so.
Sure.
But if it did end on a sour note, the last thing I would do would badmouth the former employee to the clients. Mm-hmm. You don't want to do that because then it just makes you look bad.
And I wonder, I don't know if she's still working for you, if she's already gone, but I wonder if she can help make introductions to other people in your company, or if if that ship has already sailed. But that would certainly be a good idea if she was still there.
Yep, sounds good.
All right. Well, good luck, Jesse. Thanks for calling. And Joe, what does she get? An extended or an expanded price pack? Expanded price pack. Stay on the line for that. And on line 3, we have Rachel. Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning.
What's your question or comment today?
I actually have one of my most talented and most popular employees is leaving the company, and it's a problem because it's leaving a hole not just in the workload distribution and creative campaigns and all of that, but with employee morale because his colleagues really love him. So I just wanted to know if you guys had any advice on keeping the business moving forward.
Well, in terms of morale, is this an opportunity to promote some others in the position or to give them some special accounts or something like that? Because I know sometimes shifting things around, can be a really great incentive for salespeople.
Okay. Yeah, that's part of it.
What do you guys think?
Well, I think you can certainly talk to people. I would try not to make as big a deal out of it as it almost seems like it is. You don't want your company to be overwhelmed by one person that's leaving. So you can speak to people. I would almost speak to people individually, and like Melinda said, see what the opportunities are. There's now with somebody leaving, there's opportunities for others to step up and do some of the things that maybe they were doing. So maybe identify some people who can fill those roles. And if it was a morale issue, if it's becoming a morale issue, then that is something that can certainly work fix some of that, because people getting more opportunities would certainly help them. And from a customer's perspective, if this person was working with customers and creating client campaigns, I think that's another opportunity for others to step in. When people leave, there's new things that others can do, and that shouldn't necessarily be a morale thing. That should be a positive in some respects. But I wouldn't make such a big deal that you're having like a company meeting about it and things like that. Talk to people individually and see where the opportunities are.
I'm just thinking, though, like if someone in our company, like a Jake, left in marketing, that would leave a big hole morale-wise, because his personality takes up such a big space in that department, and he's such a kind of a linchpin in everything that goes on there.
Sure.
So I see the point.
I see the point, but
gives
then there
other
are
other opportunities for other people to step up.
Yeah, and I think that you might not know what people are capable of if they're not given the opportunities to do those things. So here's a good chance for others to step up and do some of the things that person was doing, and give them some new work and expanded roles.
This might be a jaded way to look at it, but in the end, a lot of times people just care about themselves, and if you can show them that there's a positive out of this, and for their career, then they're going to be happy. I think they may be sad to see the person leave, but I think that, this is a really good opportunity to let some other people shine. So good luck, Rachel. Thanks for calling, and stay on the line for your ASI prize pack. And Michelle, I know we have some Facebook comments on this topic.
We do, and Judy Brown, actually, her comment kind of mirrors what you just said, Melinda. She says, when a fantastic person leaves, you may be surprised to see that other fantastic people also work for you. And when given the opportunity, those other people will likely step up and perform admirably. Eric Campbell says, just thinking about this ahead of time is the best thing you can do. Engage and encourage all of your employees to be their best. Establish a motivating atmosphere, autonomy, mastery, and purpose. And this doesn't have to be as frightening as it could be. Let one great employee carry the weight of the deadwood, and you'll suffer when they leave.
All right.
I think. We have one more.
Okay.
You should always be instilling the traits of the superstar on other employees, so when the time does come that person leaves, the impact is minimized.
Okay, those are good comments. And I would add one thing, and this doesn't help some of the people who called and are already on this situation, but really you should always be recruiting, right, guys? I mean, always be recruiting people, always have people waiting in the wings, relationships with people who you think would be a good fit for your company when the time comes. Good companies, if they see a good person, even if they don't have a spot, they either keep the relationship with them or hire them anyway, find a spot for them because you know that they're going to work out. But always be recruiting would be my advice. All right, we're going to pause for a message from today's show sponsor. When we return, Michelle is going to talk about mistakes you're making that could be sabotaging your career. Oh, no.
Hanes branded printwear has a new website designed specifically for screen printers and promotional product distributors. HanesInc.com features detailed product information and resources to help you make the most of Hanes t-shirts and fleece. For the first time, you can download high-res front and back holos of every product in every color in the format and resolution you need. Apparel pages are organized by color and product line, so you can easily find exactly what you're looking for. In addition to high-res holos, you will also find helpful sales tips on every product page. Each product is assigned a helpful return on investment scenario to illustrate the untapped return potential for you and your customers in every interaction. In our resources section, a dedicated return on investment page provides additional questions and insight to help you better understand how to meet your customers' needs with better products and better guidance. Visit HanesInc.com today for high-res holos, sales tips, and many more resources.
Welcome back to ASI's Tuesday Morning Show. Michelle Bell, you have
Andy's shaking.
Holla.
I'm just laughing at us making fun of Kathy while she's not here.
That's not very nice.
We should do the
Michelle,
same thing as she was here.
Yeah,
Yes, Melinda.
you have some job mistakes that could be sabotaging your career. I hope that none of us are making these mistakes.
We do.
Okay, well,
Of course we do.
tell us and we'll fix it.
Okay, so a lot of people tend to think that as long as they're doing the work and not breaking any company rules, that they're golden. They're setting their
breaking
jobs.
Well, that's
company
basically
rules.
you're
That's the bare
phoning it
minimum.
in, right?
Yeah, it's the bare
Phoning it
minimum.
in. Okay.
But the thing is the economy's getting better. Jobs are, people can pick and choose their jobs more often now. There's things you can do to be more proactive, more aggressive, more ambitious in your job.
Absolutely.
And these are some mistakes that people make. Certainly Joe and I would not be accused of this. Being too patient.
That's the
Sitting
problem?
back, people who just agree to everything and go along for the ride. Even now, if your current employer can't or won't give you the opportunities you need to advance, then start looking for a job that's a better fit. It's not good to just, be complacent. You have to,
Absolutely.
always kind of be looking, always ask for growth opportunities, what you can do to, further your career path.
All right.
Faking it when you don't understand something. So if you
Ah.
lack the skills to accomplish a piece of your job, such as creating spreadsheets, which I cannot do, by the way, speak up and find out how and
Do
where
you try to
can learn.
fake that you can?
No, I get Carol to
Actually,
do
paid
it.
someone.
Yeah, Carol will do it. Don't wait until your lack of knowledge becomes a major problem. Just fess up that you don't know how to do something or understand how to do it and ask for help. Not continuing to network, even if it's within the company.
Yeah.
Andy Cohen.
No, I wouldn't.
I'm not in that.
We do
Yeah.
have people
I network plenty.
in our department, and Andy is not one of them,
Mm-hmm.
who never leave their cube and don't know anyone else in the company and don't care to know anyone else in the company.
I would say I fit in that category. Yet
No,
I
that's not
spearheaded a
true.
happy hour with another
No,
department. that-
Michelle.
Yes,
Yes.
you did that. You did that.
Michelle is not. Michelle has people from her department in her office every day.
Every goddamn day.
I
Every
know.
day. She's not. She's
Well, I love
not one of
she's-
those
I-
people.
She'll walk down the hall with. I'll walk down the hall with her, and she'll go, "I've never seen that person before. It's like they've worked here for the last 12 years."
Well,
They
clearly they're not one of the people that
they
come
were
into my
not
office.
important.
Remember
to
this
her.
nice lady who we were going to give a ride to? We're going to give a ride to this nice lady.
But I know Michelle has more contacts than most, I would say.
Oh yeah.
All right, what's another mistake, Michelle?
Thinking of yourself before your boss and your company. And it says, putting your own needs first is a basic human instinct. But when you're at a company and if you want to stay at that company and succeed, you really have to kind of change your mindset a little bit and think about, what are the goals that your boss needs you to get behind and what's really going to help the company. So it just requires a little bit of a tweaking
I
of a
agree with that
mindset.
one.
And finally, I would say a big mistake that many people make is bad mouthing your coworkers. And I do that all the time.
Well, you better stop it.
Yes,
You're
you do.
sabotaging their career.
Yes, you do.
Never say anything negative about anybody in your office ever. Hear that, little man?
As we both get a hearty laugh out of that.
Yeah. Hear that, little man?
That's just not realistic necessarily.
So there are 10 of these, and we will post them online at asicentral.com/radio.
I think there's a difference between a legitimate complaint and trash talking.
Well,
I would agree with that.
well yeah.
I mean,
What's up?
I
Yes,
have
there's
complaints
legitimate
about people sometimes,
differences,
and
but
often it's for a good reason. I believe. I mean, that's different than, I don't know, being just nasty.
Andy
Right?
keeps coming in and breathing.
I'm not saying that you should be nasty, but to try to live in utopia and say that everything's great and everybody's great around me, that doesn't make any sense. That's not realistic.
It's impossible. It's impossible. It's just never going to happen.
Okay. Well, we can check out all the mistakes that you could be making in
Killjoy,
your career
Killjoy,
right now
Killjoy.
online at asicentral.com/radio. Joe Haley.
Yeah.
Um,
What's up?
You skipped
Er-
me.
we
You're
don't have
skipping
time
around.
for you, Andy.
You're skipping around, and then it runs things all messed up.
Okay, cranky boy. Joe, everybody wants to get quick and great PR for their company.
Sure.
So you have some tips today on how to be a news source for reporters.
I do.
I'm gonna watch.
I do. This is like, second nature to us. I mean, this is obvious, but, people listening, if you want press either in, trade journals or if you'd like them in, local newspapers, these are things that will endear you to editors and writers and make the... I think I said
I threw you off your game there, didn't I?
Yeah, you stopped looking. All right, anyway. Here's things to remember. Remember, writers are on deadlines. They work on tight deadlines, especially in newspapers. They don't need
call
you-
back a week later.
Yeah.
They don't need to talk
They don't
to you
need you.
then.
If they say, I need to talk to you now, then I need to talk to you now.
True.
So
I
make
know.
yourself available. If a media contact wants to talk to you, whether it's today or next Tuesday, make yourself available. So remember, tight deadlines. If they want to talk to you, you're going to get that press. If you said, I don't have time, I'll call you tomorrow. It's like, sorry, Charlie.
That's totally true.
Not only you're not getting the article, you're not getting the tuna.
I used to write for a daily newspaper, and you say, my deadline is 3 p.m. today.
Right.
And someone will call like 6 days later, hey, I'm just calling you back. I'm like,
Yeah.
And often reporters will just quote the first person that calls back.
Sure.
So you'll quote, you'll call 5 people hoping that you'll get 1 or 2 to call you back. And whoever calls you back, you write the story, turn it in, and you're on to the next thing. So you're not going to wait
No.
I think you also want to let reporters and media people in general know that you're a good resource and can help them when they're looking for information. And if you're not around and not available, then you're not going to be that good resource. So,
well, what you do is you do the Barbara Corcoran thing. I mean, we've all seen Barbara speak at the ASI shows, but she's regularly sending out press releases on things, that she I don't want to say makes up, but she sort of makes it up.
She she doesn't totally make it up, but she digs it out of her own
exactly.
information.
And she recommends, for instance, that a promotional products distributor they may notice an uptick in different colors of T-shirt sizes, and they might send out a release, and here are the 5 most popular T-shirts, colors that are. Did I say sizes? T-shirt colors that are selling right now. And, someone might write an article on that. She does things like that all the time. And even if they don't use that particular thing, as Joe said, you're getting your name out. All of a sudden they know that if they're going to write about T-shirts or promotional products, that you're the person to call.
Right. There are slow news days.
There are.
And you need to fill stuff, and if you're around and you have press releases on their desk constantly, then they'll think of you.
But also, I mean, there's actual legit news in our industry, of course, as well.
Absolutely,
people are talking about
sure.
product recalls and things. So maybe you can position yourself as a product safety expert and show, how you're a safe supplier of promotional products, for instance.
Okay. I have another tip.
We're just extending.
I know it's
on
good.
what you say.
You're expanding.
Get it?
Joe's
expanding?
upset that we ran away with his segment. Go ahead.
Take it on my thing.
You're such a good starter of
Have
conversation.
high-resolution images available for the reporter. A lot of times someone includes
Shell just rolled her eyes at that.
Well, here's the thing. Sometimes they'll pull something from their website, which is usually 72 DPI,
Well,
and you
we
can't
have
print
problems
that.
with that,
might,
too.
Yeah, it might. I know. It
Yes,
might be great
we
on the
do.
computer
We want,
screen, but you can't put it in the magazine.
We want headshots for people for one of the magazines, and they'll send in a photo of them, like with their wife and kids wearing a tux. That's like a fuzzy photo,
or,
like
or
a prom or
blurry.
something.
And if you're,
And then you got to get them like on an angle.
Yeah.
Because that's how you have to crop it. They're on an angle because they're holding Junior here.
and if you have a publisher, who thinks that everyone should have a headshot that's shot by DeMarchelier, by the way, then
But
you got to up the
in
game.
this day and age, it's easy to get an updated high-res headshot of yourself.
So
I mean, most phone cameras, you can get a decent headshot of yourself.
When I first started here, I did an article on sales reps for the predecessor to Advantages magazine, especially selling today. And I needed a headshot, and this woman says, "Okay, I'll send you one." She sent me a Polaroid with her doing ching, just six shooters like this. I have it still.
Yeah, no, I think
have
everybody
it,
should
but that
have
wasn't
a good
good
headshot
enough.
of
Yeah,
themselves.
good. You know what? An iPhone
so
will take a
easy.
decent enough headshot. I mean, it really will. I mean,
We're taking shots of ourselves right after this show for our
Okay.
Facebook page. Sorry. Go ahead, Joe. One more tip.
Last one. If an editor invites you to write an article or a blog post, pay attention to the criteria and the deadline. If you're asked to write specifically about coffee mugs and why they make a good employee gift, use that as your topic. Write that and pay attention to the word count. If we ask for 450 words, don't send 800 words. I
People
hate
do
that all
that.
the time. You get it all the time. It's like, I didn't want this much.
People say, "Oh, I gave you a little extra."
Oh, well, thanks.
You can cut it
Thanks, I'll
wherever you
cram it
like.
in the
Here's
back.
40,000 words.
Yeah, I'll print it at very small font size. We'll send a magnifying glass with it.
All right,
But
well,
we're
we have
gonna
lots
post
more
these
tips.
online.
So check out asicentral.com/radio. It's now time for Michelle Bell's very favorite segment that she looks forward to every week on
Drinking?
the show. We're going to talk about our favorite products this week. Michelle, what do you have?
Well, first I'd like to give a little shout out to our friend Sharon in Chicago who fell yesterday
Sharon.
and broke her wrist.
Sharon.
Yes, Sharon Burnett
How
from
did she
Creative
do that?
Promos in Chicago. She
We won't
tripped
ask
at work on her shoe, so we hope she
Sorry,
feels better.
Sharon.
Feel better soon.
My product is, remember those old-timey, Joe probably remembers this from when he was little, those little milk bottles that were delivered by the milkman in the milk truck?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
No.
ETS, our
I
friend
remember.
Leighton's company, has these little glass containers now, and it's drinkware, and they're shaped after those old-timey milk bottles, like when Joe was little, and they were delivered by the milkman. And it's ASI 51197.
I do remember that. We did have a milkman that would
Of course you
come and leave it in the little
We had a
foil
milkman,
top.
but they had cartons. There were no bottles.
No,
I
we
grew
had
up in New
bottle-
York City. We did not have milk.
Did they have bottles?
Yep.
And they were
We had things called supermarkets.
We had the Eggman, who came from a farm and delivered farm fresh eggs, and we had Charlie's Chips. You remember Charlie's Chips, don't you?
Charlie's
I remember the
Chips.
brand.
Chips, yeah.
Okay, moving on.
A
Delivered
guy
them in-
delivered potato chips to your
Yeah.
door.
You people
Yep.
laugh when I say he's 90.
And,
I'm not
and
kidding.
the Stroman man, too. You'd get your
Moving
little
on.
colored donuts. Moving on. Look at these 23-ounce ceramic mason
I
jar
like
mugs.
those.
I love these. I just want to drink a mug full of ice cold milk in these. I really like them. Great for cafes. Great for an employee welcome gift. You put it up, little candies in there, and put a balloon and say welcome. Put your company logo on there. They're available from Dart Products. ASI 48500. You can find them online at tagmaster.net.
Andy, bring us home.
All right, mine is a sports ball towel, which this one online right now comes in the form and design of a basketball, but it comes in all sorts of sports. So check it out. It's great for upcoming education or school campaigns, and it comes from Pro Towels, which is ASI 79750.
All right. Thanks, Andy. We are out of time. Thanks for listening. Thanks to today's show sponsor, Hanes. We have a big surprise. I shouldn't say surprise because I'm about to say who it is. We have a big special guest next Tuesday on the show. Rich Karlgaard, the publisher of Forbes magazine, is going to be here with us. Can't wait to talk to him. So have a great week and tune in next week, same time, same place. Have a great day, everyone. No need for music.